This is a very time-consuming thing. I'm gonna wait a little bit before I start on it. Sup? There you are. Well, come on then. Let's go and have a word with the XL. Do we have to? I'm friends with you guys. Seems I was right. Some over there getting an earful from his superior, no doubt.
Take Tezelqualan without permission, you did? Squawk! Banish you from the Cattle 9, I should. For this once I will, but tell me true, Kizzle. Did you find Ayatlan? Well, say something. Ka!
Lan. Isn't that some fairy tale island the XL are said to have come from? Of course, that's why they've been building the airship. Pardon the intrusion. Might I have a word with Kezel?
What's this? Ah, Archon. Good to see you, it is. Come, what is it you need? Meet with them in Fractal Continuum, I did. In Azisla. Azisla? Why would you go back? Lined with tubes the walls were, filled with all manner of chimerical creations. And the last of the chamber is a terrible sight I saw. It looked like us, Sizzle. Named Ixalian it was. To serve the Oligons they were made. Developed for an airborne division. Obey any order they will.
Sounds an awful lot like UXL, doesn't it? They say the wind risen up in Carathis follows Superior's commands with frightening obedience. Little wonder you all left to make your own tribe.
Much the same it sounds, but even there the similarities do not. Weak to the elements the Ixalian were, and riddled with genetic instabilities. Does that not strike you as familiar? Unfit for the forest, unfit to fly? An abomination we are. A failed experiment of the Alligans. If Ayatlan exists, in a test tube it lies. Squawk! Squawk! Silence! If Ayatlan is the damnable laboratory of the Alligans, then seek paradise elsewhere we must. My desire to fly, to find our home in the sky, created by science, these are not. Can we not aspire to greatness? After all, made to dream we were not. Speak of this again, you will not. Understand? None will deny the Exal's ambitions, not even you. Forgive me, I was wrong. Our paradise. Ayatlan, find it on this lie I did not. But someday I will, together with the Akadal 9.
Oh, it looks like you've already resolved the matter we came to discuss. You won't be returning to Azisla, I take it?
Never. Even at the threat of death, return there we will not. Squawk! Enough talking, Kezu. Prepare yourself. For stealing our airship, a most severe punishment you will receive. Squawk! But Sezel.
Curious what happens if you'd done that without having done the Exalt quests. Everything's settled then, eh? And who would have thought the Exalt actually came from Azisla? I'd have lost all my feathers after hearing news like that. they've chosen to keep a stiff upper lip. Or beak, I suppose. And here I am being hard on myself for my upbringing in the broom. Piss all compared to their hardships. If they won't give up on their dreams, then I won't on mine. So I've got my work cut out for me if I'm going to be half the engineer Sid is. Thank you, Archon, for everything. You're welcome. Okay, there's that. I am going to head to Praetoria, and we are going to work on this zone. Because we skipped like half of it. Or more. Ah, Lieutenant Shade. How fortunate to me to hear of your standing in these trying times. Will you be staying long? If so, I would beg your assistance with a certain matter. A matter which you, as a veteran of conflict with the Empire, would be uniquely suited to resolve. Allow me to explain. Our scouts have been attempting to secure the plateaus to the northeast, but were forced to withdraw when they encountered several units of hostile war machina. Parting gift from the Imperial Army, I assume. It would seem these unmanned contraptions were commanded to greet any who strayed too close to certain key positions with lethal force. In any case, our scouts have set up a post nearby to keep the machina under observation. Now, I have it on good authority that you've amassed considerable experience in dealing with such foes. If you've the time to spare, the flame officer at the observation post would be most grateful to have your destructive expertise at his disposal. I have no opposition to blowing shit up for you. You're the one who gained the favor of Lord Drillamont. Would you be so kind as to lend me your assistance? Pomisolo, a chirurgeon dispatched from the Whiteburn front. This war, no matter how well it is waged, continues to send an endless line of wounded to my station. Thus, no matter how many supplies are brought in, I continue to work through my stock at an alarming rate. I thought to resupply myself by drawing on the resources naturally available in the region. And a renowned soldier such as yourself could certainly expedite the process. The resistance fighters tell me of the gigantic frogs which inhabit the land to the south. Abaddons, I believe they're called. Would you think it possible to slay several of these creatures and bring me 4 lengths of their tendons? Sure. Lieutenant Shade, I presume? I've spoken with members of the Scions, and if I may be so bold as to ask, is it true that you learned some Far Eastern technique for moving underwater as freely as a fish? I can breathe underwater, yes. It was not an exaggeration. Incredible. Would you be willing to put that ability to use for us? If so, I've an agent stationed underneath those towering steps by the lock who would dearly love to speak with you. For the Strider who slew Sri Lakshmi, would you hear my humble request? I've heard tales of the Cloud King known as Pheasant, and I desire to claim some few of its feathers. Alas, I am ordered to hold this position, and so I shall. My sisters who patrol the mountain paths speak of beautiful winged creatures soaring through the air above their route. Perhaps the feathers I seek might be found fallen here and there. Please, Strider, venture to this high place your people call the Royal Hunting Grounds, and gather all the pheasant feathers you can find. I would like to be able to fly in this zone, but I can't do that yet. Some weapon coffers. Ah, Shiva card. Can't do that while mounted. Give me Shiva. And Betha. Ah, adventure. I need your aid in saving the souls of the dead. Pray excuse me, that sounded more dramatic than I intended. My name is Betha, by the way. You've
Probably heard how the Empire took great pains to squash the religions of this land, for fear of the appearance of primals. The Imperials even went so far as to forbid the harmless ceremonies folk performed to honor their fallen. As a result, the locks are now haunted by a host of restless shades who were denied their last rites, and sadly brute force is the only way to banish them. I spend such spare time as I have sending these spirits on to the next world, but there's only so much one woman can do. Any aid you could offer would be greatly appreciated. You will find many an unquiet spectre roaming the tombs to the northeast. Pray send them down to their final rest.
Lieutenant Shade, you're well known for your deeds as a soldier. On this day, however, I would call upon your broad experiences as an adventurer. As for the situation at hand, it would seem that part of our patrol route has been claimed as territory by a fearsome zoo nestling. Yet we cannot simply choose to circumvent the area, lest we risk providing an unobserved entry point for Imperial scouts. My men and I will gladly go toe-to-toe with any military opponent, but nothing in our training has prepared us to combat a foe which can soar through the ravines and swoop down upon us with impunity. My comrade here almost lost his arm to such an attack, and I fear it is only a matter of time ere the creature makes a kill, unless you kill it first. Nestling surveys its domain from a narrow pillar of rock to the northeast. Pray find this predator and end the threat to our patrols. I don't remember entering a movement command, but cool. Do. Can I get up there? Not that way. Can I get there a way other than flying? That is the question. This zone has a lot of very odd ways of traveling if you don't have light. Up there, I think. Yep. Come on, let's go. Nestling down. Are you a right to rest? Yes, I want to go that way. How do I get up there? I also want to deal with the dude by the stairs. Lieutenant Shade. Lieutenant Dorothy said you might be on your way. Ready to get your boot wets, are you? Should probably begin from the beginning. One of the soldiers we captured during the battle at Castor Mabania was concealing a map on his person. The map was marked with a curious symbol, but no matter how hard we cajoled or threatened, the prisoner would not tell us the symbol's significance. This naturally piqued the curiosity of our commanders, and they immediately ordered a search of the marked area.
Now, the problem is the air mostly covers the water. We found nothing of interest up above, meaning this secret whatever it is must be down below. We're eager indeed to enlist someone with your apparent talent for underwater exploration. Circle the spot on your map that we'd like you to investigate. If it turns out to be something you can bring back, pray do so. Be careful down there. So that's there. Whatever you say. I definitely went in the water there. Let's hop on down right about there. Firebird swimming. Makes complete sense. I have no complaints. Down, down, down. Flames went higher. It burned, burned, burned. It's literally right there. Pick it up. You have obtained the Imperial secret. Down there. That's the one that's going to be the one that's going to be annoying to find, but we will do so. Uppies. Come on. Don't ask how a car drives underwater. Been over this. Magic. Anything of interest? This looks like an Imperial material crate. Not anyone would bother sinking ordinary supplies, so I say we take a look inside. The thing's filled to the brim with gems and jewelry. But I can tell these all seem to be of Garabonian design. In fact, I'd say this collection is of damn near royal quality. Bottom of a lock is not where I'd choose to keep such valuables, so it's safe to assume they are acquired in a less than honest fashion. Prisoner would likely hope to hide them down there until his stint in the army was over. Rebuilding a country is an expensive job, eh? Well, Amigo's royal family is no more, but we should return these to our citizens nonetheless. Thank you for braving those waters, Lieutenant Shade. Pray report back to Lieutenant Dorothy, and I'll see that this crate is transported safely back to headquarters. You do that. How do I get over there? See what this uncovers for us. Off-roading. I think we found where they are. Yeah, because there's one right ahead of us. Okay, let's kill these specters. One.
2. One more. Oh, hey, look, there's 2 of you. Magics that once felt the spirits here be calmed are all but faded. Malevolent race walk the grounds unaware that they no longer belong in this realm. Endeavored to strengthen the bonds, but my efforts were in vain. Spectres to become aware of my presence and now search for me, howling through the chambers. She'll hide behind these monuments until their interest wanes. Interesting. Seems to just be lore. Known it would be impossible to hide from the undead. They can smell our very lifeblood. Managed to escape a second time, but not without suffering a deep wound to my temple. A wound from which thick blood still oozes, calling to me even more of the race. Long now before they are upon me once again. This time, I fear will succumb. Yet if I must die, let not my death be for naught. With these my final words, let me forewarn any who might read them. The corpse of King Manfred the Mad has risen. Wear thee this evil spirit, lest you find yourself trapped in a fate worse than mine. Royal Historian, Lancelot the Seventh. That sounds bad. What am I looking for here? Ah, pheasant feathers. That bird is massive and makes me think I'm right on top of things that I am apparently not right on top of. Round 2. There's 3. There's 1 more somewhere around here. Okay. That's what I thought. There's a one-way connection here back. Got all the other compasses, right? Yeah. They have cut a lot of Aether current points out of this, well, out of every expansion, every past expansion at this point, but this zone used to have some really difficult to find locations for them, including one that I think was somewhere up here. Might have been like... Oh no, that's what it was. There used to be one here. So before you could fly, you had to go all the way around there, ended up on this wall. This zone had a reputation. That's the last thing I need to find. What's up? Welcome back, Lieutenant Shade. Was there aught to be found? Yeah, a whole bunch of money in the form of gems. A fortune in stolen jewelry, was it? That explains the prisoner's unwillingness to share. As my agent explained, we'll see to it that those valuables are returned to Alamigo's coffers. Thank you, Master Shade. This will go a long way to helping the nation recover from the ravages of war, and it will go a long way to helping me learn to fly. Find the feathers I sought. Yes, they're more beautiful than I imagined. The resistance fighters I spoke with say the hunting grounds were maintained for the pleasure of the Alamigan royal family. They say pheasants were sent as gifts from the nobles of other lands, allowed to breed for the purpose of hunting stock. Pheasant feathers, being resilient yet supple, were prized as fletching, and used to make arrows of the highest quality. As such, it seems they were hunted to such an extent, the once prolific creatures became a rarity. I do not care to kill when it is not needful, but if the feathers have already fallen, I see no reason to waste them. Thank you, Slayer of Sri Lakshmi. I shall soon have to find new arrows for my bow.